Adsorption of acetic acid on charcoal. This experiment helps us to verify the relation between intensity of adsorption as well as mass of adsorbent. In this experiment, charcoal is adsorbent and acetic acid is adsorbate. This experiment is based on standard addition method. To study the intensity of adsorption changes with the mass of adsorbent, one has to follow following steps. Step 1. A weighed amount of charcoal is to be taken in labeled or numbered standard flasks by following standard addition method. Here, standard addition means if the first flask is taken with 0.5 grams of charcoal, the second flask is to be taken with 1 gram of charcoal, and third one 1.5 grams, fourth one 2 grams, fifth one 2.5 grams, like that. If we take, that is said to be standard addition method. After taking weighed amount of charcoal, all the flasks will fill with acetic acid with 0.1 m concentration, and the flasks are allowed to stand and filtered into the numbered boiling test tubes. After that, the filtrate is taken and titrated against 0.1 m sodium hydroxide solution. Before that, one has to find initial volume of NaOH for neutralizing the acetic acid. This is said to be standardization. And the volume of NaOH is considered as Vi. I means initial. So after getting the value of Vi, that means initial value, means the volume of NaOH required to titrate acetic acid taken in conical flask added with phenolphthalein indicator. Here in all titrations, the endpoint is pale pink. So here let us see how we have to do the titration. After taking pure acetic acid solution in conical flask, it is added with the phenolphthalein indicator and titrated with 0.1 m NaOH taken in burette. So here one can see the endpoint also. So after getting pink color as endpoint, the titration is to be stopped and the reading is to be noted. Here the volume of NaOH required is to be considered as Vi. By keeping this value aside, one has to titrate the acetic acid filtered from the numbered standard flasks containing charcoal is to be taken 10 ml of acetic acid from each flask. That means Previously it was filtered into boiling test tubes. So now the titration, the standardization is still going on. One student is doing that. So she got endpoint here as pink color. So this is to be considered as initial volume of NaOH required for neutralization of acetic acid taken. So this is Vi. Now the another student has taken the acetic acid from boiling test tube 1, which obtained by filtering the material in the standard flask 1. So now she is taking 10 ml of acetic acid solution into the conical flask, and she has added indicator and titrating now. The value obtained here is to be considered as V1. That means volume of sodium hydroxide required to neutralize acetic acid taken from standard flask 1. This will give V1. Okay. Here the observation of color should be in careful manner. So now this is V1. After that, one has to titrate the acetic acid solution filtered into boiling test tubes from standard flask 2, 3, 4, 5 to get corresponding volumes of NaOH required to neutralize the acetic acid collected from respective standard flasks. So by doing this, the students will get initial volume of NaOH required to neutralize pure acetic acid, and then volume of NaOH required to neutralize the acetic acid mixed with charcoal. So after getting the values of Vi, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, that means after getting volume of NaOH required to neutralize acetic acid, by means of that we can calculate the concentration of acetic acid. From these values, now the concentrations is to be considered as concentration of pure acetic acid Ci, initial concentration, C1, C2, C3, C4 are the concentrations of acetic acid solution filtered from different standard flasks having different mass of charcoal, which is used as adsorbent in this experiment. So after getting values of C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, now the student can calculate the difference between initial concentration and C1 and C2, and initial concentration is to be a reference value for that. By subtracting C1 from initial concentration, we may know how much acetic acid adsorbed on the charcoal in flask 1. So like that we can get the amount of acetic acid adsorbed on the surface of charcoal in each and every flask. So, after getting the amount of acetic acid adsorbed on the charcoal in each standard flask, we can calculate x by m from that, and we can plot a graph between x by m and